There we go. There should be one voice there now, and a couple
Couple
more
more
coming
coming
along
along
shortly.
shortly.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
there we
go.
go.
Nice
Nice
loud
loud
audio
audio
there
there
on
on
that
that
one.
one. Okay.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Rick,
Rick,
thanks
thanks
for
for
the
the
check in.
check-in.
I'll
I'll
let
let
you
you
go
go
for
for
now,
now.
and
And
I'll get back to around to you next round. If there's anything, jump right in there.
Okay. I'm going to be
There we
QRT
go.
on this end, and I'm going to be on the other portable. So we'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, copy that. Switching over to the portable. Very good then. Well, hopefully the audio came back on the YouTube stream there, folks. Thanks for alerting me to that. And very good then. So let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Yeah, that's me.
One of the Whiskey Brothers. Very good then. Anyone else? All right, I guess not. So we'll take in uh, uh, Mr. Whiskey, VA3 IMW. Mac, come on in. How are you?
Well, Chuck, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, we stuck it out with Chris on the 2 meter side of the RSB repeater, and yeah, it was a quick find to see that the 70 centimeter side was out of service temporarily. But nonetheless, Chris pulled it out, and we directed traffic to send them down to 2 meters. Anyways, let's see what's going on tonight. It's Wednesday. It's pump day, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We have a bunch of vendors coming up to showcase their wares in our Center for Excellence in Guelph. And in addition to that, all these vendors that set up a station there for showing. It's kind of like a trade show, but we provide the forum for it. But they also bring
Show front
a
yard
big
camera.
pot of chili, and it's a chili cons contest for all of these vendors. And I'm looking forward to winding my way through 73 vendors with chili offerings. And boy, oh boy, by the end of the day, well, let's just say the ride home is probably going to be ripe. Anyways, certainly looking forward to on this day and all the rest of that good stuff. So, yeah, I'll take a standby here. I won't go far, maybe to the bar, but I'll be right back. And I'm sure there's going to be a long list of people dribbling in the door. You know, they never arrive on time. They come fashionably late.
Yep. After they exhaust all their parts. Oh! Anyways, very good. I like that term there. I won't be far from the bar or something like that. Very good. And as far as chili is concerned, I've been having that, I don't know, what do you call that? Craving, let's just say, creeping up on me for some nice hot chili. We actually had a small crock pot, just large enough for, the two of us to have some chili warmed up in there. And it's just been sitting on the basement desk here for a while and gathering dust. So I washed that off, and now I just got to get some ground beef and make some chili by by Halloween, I think. So, anyways, yeah, we got a great on this day coming up. Lots of fun and interesting tidbits of information, and so let's see what else we can come up with. And thank you all for letting me know about the audio on the YouTube, folks. I found what I forgot to do. I'm usually prepared, but there's always something you miss sometimes, and I'll blame it on old age. and I'm sticking to it. So, anyways, thank you, Mac. And so let's see who else might be waiting in the wings to check in with us on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located in East Hamilton by the Center Mall. Anyone, anywhere is welcome. Please come now.
VA3NCA.
All right, I heard VA3NCA coming in nice and loud. Wade, come on in.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA. Yeah, good conditions tonight. I was hearing the RSB repeater that Chris's net was on 2 meters better than usual. So glad I'm making the trip to Center Mall, and glad you're there doing the net. Was a little late to the radio, but I listened in on the YouTube ahead of time. So maybe whereas Mac was gonna stay close, but maybe take a trip to the bar, I was late coming from the bar. Passed him on the way. Anyways, looking forward to the net as usual, as usually on Wednesday, and glad to be back in Canada. Managed to get a couple of POTA activations in on the front end over in Indiana, a short drive just over the border, and on the back end at a very ham-friendly POTA park in Illinois. They had tubes mounted in the picnic tables, so you could put your fiberglass mast up, and if the visitor center, which was a caboose, was open, the person who is also a ham, the ranger there, who's also a ham, would let you plug into the ham sticks he had on his roof. And then there were flag poles with pulleys to pull up your antennas. So very nice park if you like POTA. Unfortunately, he wasn't there, and the caboose wasn't open, but still a great park to play POTA in. I'll be around, so I'll leave it at that, and I'll send it back to you there, Chuck, via NCA, back to net.
All right, very good there, Wade. Yeah, geez, the ranger lets you plug into his antenna ham sticks there. That's cool, and especially the pole holders. That's awesome. Americans really they sure like to be innovative there. So good for them for allowing that in the parks there. For one, here we're still trying to get our Canadian rangers accustomed to this type of activity that has been just exploding. I'm pretty sure by the end of the year, most parks will know that a lot of guys are using the parks to activate their amateur radios. So, or you know what I mean. But anyways, Wade, yeah, you're coming in good. I got you at about an S20 on the meter here, sounding really good. And my audio on my radio seems to have returned to normal. The interference has gone away. Hopefully that'll be the case for the rest of the net. So anyhow, thanks for checking in, Wade, and we'll talk to you again soon. And if not, we do have you on the YouTube stream. And hello to Wayne as well, and Steel City Coach. Okay, so let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All right. I don't hear anything. So, I did want to mention the time change that's coming up. I finally have a date for that, and that will be, where is it? On November 5th. We changed daylight to daylight savings time on March 12th, and November 5th of this year at 2 a.m., which is a Sunday, of course, and we'll be changing the clock's fall back. Yeah, so we'll be losing an hour and or gaining an hour, sorry, of sleep. Isn't that how it goes, Mac? All right, Mac is at the bar. Very good then. Okay, so yeah, so the time change will be Sunday, November 5th And apparently, be careful, folks, because apparently the um, accident rates go up with vehicles and pedestrian involved motor vehicle accidents. So, for some reason, the time change messes up with people's internal clocks, and they're not quite awake yet in the mornings, or I don't know. But just a stat that they've mentioned and they've noticed. So with that, let's do one more call out, and then we'll go to the contests going on this week. This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group Net. We meet here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock until 10 p.m. Anyone, anywhere is welcome. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, X-ray Lima Juliet.
Victor Alpha 3 X-ray Lima Juliet. Vanya, come on in.
Oh, hello, Chuck, and everybody on the net. So I've been listening from very beginning. So I was just looking for the nice neat spot where I can hear everybody, so I can park and listen for the beat. So I really don't have much of the interesting to do, like other than I spent a couple of hours trying to get some of my old passport yesterday for my son laptop, which I bought him like years and years ago, and I remembered it, but boy, did it ever took me like tries and tries and tries. Like it's and even I have a hint, and I just couldn't remember what the hint was, but worked out good. So it seems like the thing after 6 years sitting in a corner, being plugged in the wall, like it works like the last time I used it.
And I'm sorry, what is it?
Laptop.
Oh, yeah, I have one hidden in the back storage room here, buried. I don't know what kind of shape that's in. I'll be shocked when I can find it again. It's just a small room, right? But the room is just packed, so uh, it would have to be a treasure hunt in order to dig it out.
Oh no, ours is when we bought my son a tab. He used to use it, and he was watching YouTube and playing with his the writing and reading programs, whatever he had at the time. But what happened was we bought him a tablet, and convenience of the tablet is just like how you say this destroy utility of the tablet and
Mhm.
of the laptop. So I mean, he just never went back to the computer. So what we did, we folded the thing and shove it in between TV and
Oh,
how you call that thing, like where you keep the dishes and stuff. Anyways, in between that piece of furniture and a TV stand, and it was sitting there like for ages. And I saw it yesterday blinking. I didn't know what was it. I guess it was going through the defrag or something. And it's one of those things when you find after so much time, like oh, I forgot about
yeah.
much of the horrors, but for a moment I did feel that way.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you forget about things, and if it wasn't for that flashing light there, you probably wouldn't have noticed. The batteries would have died out, and that would have been it until you finally would want to look for it. So it works good still.
Yeah, I never did. I never unplugged the power supply to see the battery, but
Ah,
I never had a chance to play with it too much. There's some programs which I used to use, like uh, when I would take the camera in and out when the kids are small. So we went hiking and tried to take as many pictures of the wildlife as we could. So I have some photo editing programs on it and the few old files and photographs, but it's empty. So there's not much on it other than some of my son's stuff. But I mean, from what I've seen, like it's working. That the touch screen is still working. The pen is working on the screen. So it's in okay shape. I mean, I don't know for battery, but everything else seems to be doing fine.
yeah, yeah. I think I don't think they recommend keeping your tablet plugged in and on. unless it was just plugged in. But yeah, they recommend that you at least reboot every now and again. It's not like a tower. You can leave a tower running for weeks. But I think but the new tablets nowadays, you can probably get away with letting them run. I know I have an Amazon tablet, and that's on 24 hours a day. I mean, I just open it up and it's on. You want to turn it off, you just close the cover and it goes to sleep. So that's really cool.
No, it's not a tablet. It's a laptop, Chuck. It's a laptop
Okay.
with a touch screen. So that's what is it. And what I said is, when we bought a tablet for my son, he kind of just lost interest in a
Oh,
laptop.
oh, okay. Okay. I had it mixed up there. I thought you said uh, when you got him the laptop, he got disinterested in the desk computer. But I got it now. Very good. I must be having a senior moment there, Vanya. What shift are you on this week?
If I sound confused, which most likely I am, so it's a night shift, Chuck. So it's 2 more days tonight and 1 more day after tonight. Yeah, you know what? Now when I rewind what I said in reverse, there's a good chance that I got confused myself and used those two terms interchangeably, which I shouldn't. But I apologize.
All right, there, Vanya. It sounds like somebody's got their microphone keyed down there and got the lock on or something like that, or they have I don't know. But anyways, just want to acknowledge Richard. North End Richard has joined us, but he is on the YouTube stream. I guess his radios are not operating yet. And hello, Richard. And your leg seems to be on the mend. Very good, Richard. And so, Vanya, thank you very much for checking in, sir. So you're still on nights, and I guess you'll be heading to Timmy's soon.
Oh yes, I did. I got my sugar fix earlier, so I'm halfway done with it. So probably it's gonna be one more, and by the time it's gonna be over, and it's gonna be a time for me to head to work. So at least that's a plan.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. I personally, I don't mind working. I have no problem. I'm a late person myself. I stay up late. So that's not the issue. The issue is sleeping during the day. If you get home at 7 or whatever, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you're sleeping away the whole day. That part I did not like. I did straight nights for 4 years straight when I was younger, and I didn't like it then either because my only days off were Sunday and Monday. And back then, everything was locked up on Sundays. You had the odd bar with losers hanging out at the bars on Sunday or Monday. Oh, geez. I would just sit there, wanted to drink my beer. And of course, some woman sits next to me and starts telling me her life story. Oh, God. Oy vey. I'm done. I gotta go. Bye bye.
You know what? It's okay. You know, it's not bad. I've worked steady nights like for like 11 years,
Wow.
and I was 2 years in. I didn't even know I lost my mind completely. So I know how that feels because what my wife she keeps telling me like it's I keep asking her
Absolutely.
what day is today. I could never get a day straight, honest to God. Like it's I don't know why, but it's especially through the week. Like it's on a weekend I would know there's a dead gap there, so I have to go on a Sunday night. But the Monday to Friday, like I was always like I can't say spaced out, but it's I was 100%. I'll tell you that. And I didn't help the kids that were small, so I was taking them to activities and schools and then cooking and doing all kinds of stuff. So that didn't help
Yeah.
either. So I was sleeping, I say intermittently, 2 hours here, 3 hours there,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, but those times are behind me. So now it's what we have now. Like it's okay. It's I mean it is what it is. So I tell to my family members I work in a factory, guys. So this is the best you guys are gonna get from me.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way it is. All right, very good, Vanya. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. And now I know how to explain everything away. You lost your mind doing steady nights. Okay, my friend. Well, you have a great shift tonight, and I do appreciate your check in, Vanya, as always. And we'll talk to you again soon. I haven't been on the radio very much lately, but I'm working on it. So, anyways, we'll try. When are you going to be out of touch from the radio?
Oh, I can. I mean, I'm gonna try to tough it out like for whole net. I'm not saying I'm gonna be toughing it out. It's just the finding the good spot so I can hear everyone. But I'm gonna try to stay there
Put
for whole
putting
duration
you
today.
through the torture.
I have my handheld
I'm gonna
charging,
tough
so
it out.
hopefully it's gonna be half charged, so I don't have to milk my battery because I don't want to call the tow truck to to give me a boost.
Yeah. Hello, AAA. Yeah, I left my radio on. Give me a boost. Yeah, yeah, that's something you got to be mindful of. It's happened to a lot of people. Don't you worry. You are not the only one. I remember John, the guy who started this net. Um, he at the end there, I think he lost access of putting an antenna up at the place he was staying. So he would get in his car, go and drive up on the escarpment and park and do the net from there. And I remember the one time he killed his battery because he wasn't starting his car. And if he used too much power on the radio, well, guess what? So we had to boost him that one time. He needed cables, so we had to run up some cables to him. So yeah, it happens.
I mean, I know the battery is kind of like on the weak side, so probably first very cold day is gonna call the quits on me, but we'll see how long we can get out of it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, Vanya, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. But first, let's go see who else is out there. We'd like to check in to the weekly amateur radio exchange group net. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Anyone, anywhere.
Victor Echo 3 November Whiskey, Alpha.
Another whiskey brother, Victor Echo 3, November whiskey. Come on in, Arpad.
Good evening, Chuck. Yeah, I'm glad you can hear me. I'm out in the motor home, in the backyard, watching TV and just having a good time. And using the little handy walkie-talkie. And you're coming in loud and clear, full scale. Not bad at all. Putting out 5 watts.
Oh, very good on the handy talkie Arpad in the Winnebago. Living the life, watching TV inside the Winnebago and checking in on the net. Well, I got you coming in here at an S8, S9. The audio is good, except I have some interference coming in and creating a fuzzy sound on the YouTube stream. So I do apologize. It does clear up and then it comes back. So I've yet to find out what it is, but you are sounding good. So thanks for your check in there, Arpad. How are things coming along with the RV there? How much are you pretty much done except for the windshield?
Yeah, I'm putting on one more coat. I put on 3 coats of paint on of the unit, and yeah, the windshield has to be done. Plus, I'm gonna need 4 more tires. I bought 2 tires. Cost me $1,200 for 2 tires to the steering. I'm going to need 4 more tires for the back for the dually.
You might have to squeegee some windows there, or beg for money at Tim Hortons in the drive-through there to pay for all that. I seen a guy begging for money there, wearing Nike running shoes. They're worth $200, and he's begging for money.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, some of them are crooks, as you know, and yeah, well, for the front, I didn't want to go cheap tires. I bought some better quality tires. They were $600 each. And for the back, I'm going to get some cheaper ones. Like you don't. Steering is very important.
Oh yes, absolutely. You got to have good rubber um, in order to be able to navigate safely and efficiently. So very good then. All right. Well, you've put a lot of work into that. I hope you can enjoy it outside of your property there eventually.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I'm doing the last quote. I'm going to post the pictures on QRZ.com before and after pictures. So yeah, I did a. You're not going to believe. I got a quote to like a professional painter. They offered $22,000 to paint a motorhome professionally. $22,000. So I went to Canadian Tire. I bought a whole bunch of them paints, two different kinds of paint, white and gray, and I just rolled it with the roller. Looks okay to me.
There you go. I dated a girl once. Her father did that to a Lincoln Continental and used a roller and a brush, I think. But, anyways, it didn't look professionally done, but hey, from a distance, you couldn't tell much. All right, very good then, Arpad. I do appreciate your check in, sir. And I hope all is well with you and the rest of the family. And so pass along our 7 3s to the better half there. And then we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for checking in, Arpad.
Yeah, 73, and she's going to be gone for 2 weeks. She's going down to Vancouver for a wedding. So, yeah, 73, and I will be monitoring on the side. Thank you, Chuck, to running the net.
All righty then. Very good. My pleasure, sir. And it's great having you as well as all the others being part of this friendly, very friendly and helpful amateur radio service. And so, speaking of which, I guess Barry put up some photos on his OnTAR's website of the Ancaster Fairground Hamfest that they had not too long ago, and I see that there's a video on the OnTAR's webpage for the Hamfest as well. Not just boring pictures of guys sitting in booths with sheets of plywood behind them. But anyways, thanks, Arpad. We'll talk to you again soon. Enjoy your TV, movie, or what have you, and we'll talk to you again soon. And so let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar Foxtrot.
Okay, I copy Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar Foxtrot. Damien, come on in, sir. Have you been out for a walk this evening?
No, Jack, unfortunately, just got back from work about an hour or so back and picked up some chicken and stuff, so just cooking up a meal for my wife and I when she gets home from work. So just sitting on the couch relaxing now, waiting for her to get home.
Oh, okay. Very good then. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be complaining soon that they leave for work and it's dark and they get home from work and it's dark. It's certainly dark now. I think we're close to 6:30, around the 6:30 hour now when the sun sets. So that's that's our cycle. We have to have a few months of darkness and a few months of daylight. All right, Damien. Anything exciting happening in the past week there, my friend?
No, nothing much going on in my life at the moment, just working away and Yeah, granddaughter turned 7 a couple of days back. She's over in Calgary, so big event for her. So hopefully I'll catch up with her in the next month or so. But yeah, nothing much else happening, Chuck. Over.
Oh, well, very good. Congratulations. That's what they say in Europe. My wife says they don't normally say happy birthday. They say congratulations. Uh, I guess for living another year. So very good. It's always exciting. So we don't have any grandchildren here yet, but our daughter is living with a boyfriend, and so when she's ready, I'm assuming she'll try to have some grandkids for us. But until then, we'll just let her live her life. And okay, so thank you very much, Damien. I do appreciate your check-in, sir. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We got a great on this day coming up uh, in history. Lots of exciting things coming up. And before I do any more check-ins, let's start off with the contests happening this week. And so I'd like to point out that there is an ongoing net called the ARRL School Club Roundup, and that's going to be on until 23:59 Zulu on October 20th, Friday. So at 8 o'clock Saturday, yeah. So there you go. It's on until Saturday. So at 8 o'clock on Friday evening, it'll be over. So if you hear any young voices out there, uh, they're on all the bands except for 60, 30, 17, and 12. And the mode is CW, phone, RTTY, and digital. Again, that's the ARRL School Club Roundup going on until Friday evening at 8 p.m. Next, we have another contest called the JARTS, JARTS, Worldwide RTTY contest, and that's for the bands 10 meter, 15, 20, 40, and 80. Again, that's for RTTY. Couple of more CW FT8 contests. The Yankee Bravo Delta X-ray PI FT8 contest, and that's for 10 meters all the way through 160. And then there's the 1010 10 meter CW contest. That's the fall 1010 International Fall Contest. And that's for 01 Zulu October 21st to 23:59 Zulu October 22nd. So that's 24 hours. No, that would be 48 hours, it says here. My apologies. Next, we have the YLRL DX Anniversary Contest. And that is for all the bands except the Work bands. And it's for CW, digital, sideband, and separate logs. You need separate logs for each mode. I do believe that's the Young Lady Radio League, the YLRL. And that should be interesting. Next, we have the New York QSO Party, and that's for CW and sideband and digital. All bands except Work. So that's this weekend, the New York QSO Party. Then there's the Workdoll Germany contest. The Workdoll Germany is for CW and sideband. And of course, it's worldwide participation. Geographic focus is Germany. And so, what do we have next? The Stu Perry Top Band Challenge, and that's for 160 meters on CW. So sharpen up your skills on the key, and if you like that sort of thing, that's for you. And then we have the Classic Exchange, and that's for phone. That's for AM, FM, and sideband. The classic exchange phone starts at 1300 Zulu October 22nd to 0700 Zulu October 23rd. And it's a two-parter, 1300 Zulu October 24th to 0700 Zulu October 25th. And that's for 2 meters, 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Again, the classic exchange phone is for AM, single sideband, and FM. Finally, the Illinois QSO party. It's on this weekend. Also, 2 meters, 6, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that is for CW, digital, and phone. It's the yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's the Illinois QSO party. So if you'd like to look for more information or the rules on any of these contests, just go to the webpage contestcalendar.com to get more information. Thank you for that. Now, are there any new check-ins for this evening's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ.
Comment?
Bravo Kilowatt.
Okay, comment, you're acknowledged. And Bravo Kilowatt, I have you next up, sir. So just hang on. Comment, please go ahead.
Of VA3CJZ, VA3NCA, just wanted to add to the contest, although not a contest, but kind of a contest. This is Support Your Parks Weekend coming up, the fall Support Your Parks Weekend. So if you make a Parks on the Air Hunter contact, there's an award for that between Zulu on Friday and Zulu on Sunday, so 8 p.m. Friday to Sunday afternoon or evening. And if you get out and activate, there's a separate award for activating on Support Your Parks Weekend. So for those who are interested, yeah, that's an event coming up. That's all. I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks.
Okay, Wade. Well, thank you for that. So that starts what on at 8 o'clock on Friday?
Yeah, it's from it's Saturday and Sunday, third full weekend in October for the fall, and it starts on whatever Zero Zulu is, which I believe, if my math is right, is 8 p.m. on Friday. QSO?
Yes, sir. That's right. Until November 5th. That's when we go back an hour. I just found that out today there. It's November 5th when we do the time change. Okay, Wade, thank you for that. To support your parks this weekend, any one contact on Support Your Parks Weekend will get you an award. So thank you for that info, Wade. So let's go to Rick now, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Come on in, Rick.
Yeah, good evening to you, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. I just came off a Zoom meeting with the Contest Club Ontario, and they were talking all about N1MM, the free program that you can use for contesting. So, boy, oh boy, it does a lot, and there's a lot of stuff I learned that I didn't know they could do that much. Wow. Anyway, I do have the crossband on. I'm talking to you on the crossband right now. So I don't know if Art is checked in or whatever. I just got here. So anyway, over to you, Chuck, and we just got here, so we're listening in.
Okay, very good then, Rick. Yeah, no, it's been fairly quiet, a little bit slow this evening. Maybe guys are chasing the parks or they're going out for an evening stroll. It actually got fairly warm today. We finally got to 15 degrees. I know the weatherman on the news has been complaining about not being able to get to 15. So today was we hit the target. So currently it's 12 degrees outside my location. And so thank you for turning on the crossband. And no, I have not heard Art. But since I have you here, Why don't you give him a shout there, and I'll set up the crossband frequency on my end.
Okay, very good. V3KCI, V3KCI, are you in there? V3BK. My antenna switch, and we got it partially working with take one relay out of service. So anyway, the SWR though is kind of high, but it's manageable with my antenna tuner. So I was talking to Mac earlier, VA3IMW, and so maybe afterwards we might test some couple of frequencies just to see if I am getting out or whatever. It seems to be listing quite well. And when we were working on it before, I went on 20 meters, and I actually worked somebody in a QSO party. So, and that was on QRP. I wasn't putting out very much power. Well, it really wasn't QRP. It was 40 watts. I was getting 40 watts out when I should have been getting 100 out. But that was reflected power and, the radio cutting back. So anyway, it sounds like Art's not there. Maybe he fell asleep because he does do that. VA3CJZ, thanks for letting me in. And B3 Bravo Kilowatt in the group.
Okay, Rick, I'm not sure if you were still using the same frequency as before, but I couldn't hear you on the 70 centimeter side.
That's right, because I'm on a low power here at my end, and you would not likely hear me on 446050 is the frequency I'm on, but you'll hear me on 146.430 because that is cross-banding to my X50, which is up about 50 feet there, or.
Okay. Was that someone else there? Please come now.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, that sounds like Bob.
He's your uncle.
He sure is. Very good, Mac.
I'll get feedback here. Hang on.
Oh, here we go. Here's the crossband master, or the originator. All right, we'll stand by for Bob to get the squeal down there.
Maybe some positive feedback.
Was that Bob XKV in there?
He's trying. He's trying. Maybe he's got his crossband on.
No, I don't think so. The last time I was talking to him, he didn't have much of a setup up there yet. So he was working on it. Anyway, Bob, V3XKV, if you're in there, just go on 430 and we'll probably hear you better.
Okay, you should be able to hear me now. V3XKV.
Well, it definitely can. We can hear you real good, Bob, there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm still getting some feedback. I don't know why. You copy okay, Rick?
Yeah, I copy you good, really good. And so tell us how set up are you at the moment there, Bob? How are you making out there?
Well, I don't know why I'm getting this feedback. I should be. It's a new radio here, so it's it's a learning procedure here. So, but I shouldn't be getting feedback. I don't know. Just I'll have to figure this one out. Negative. No crossband on.
Okay, the feedback may be coming from me because I am monitoring both frequencies. So, but anyway, I'm on the crossband frequency, the one that you use. So I'm just low power here inside the house and going through my own crossband. So that's why you couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me on 050, so that's why.
Okay, so are you still on the cross? No, I'm. I don't know why. As soon as I turn my volume up a little bit, I'm feeding back here, Rick.
Okay, if you got more than one radio on there, Bob?
Negative.
Okay, let me turn down mine. I'm probably getting feedback here too. I had my crossband volume up so I could hear on both sides. But right now I'm listening on the 446.050 frequency there. So try it again, see if your echo's still there, Bob.
Yeah, so it's still there. I don't I was listening to you on the crossband. It was working pretty good. And I've changed the frequency on there, so I shouldn't be getting any feedback there.
Comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Bob, does this radio have a monitor function which possibly could be turned on? Inadvertently, if you're monitoring your own audio, it could be feeding back into the mic.
Okay, there is a monitor function on it, but probably that might be it. But I don't know how to operate it yet.
It's gone now, Bob.
It's gone now. You said, well, I'm like I said, I've got I'm farther away from the radio.
Yeah, I don't hear any echo anymore. And Max probably right there. What kind of radio you got? You got a radio you can monitor your own sound?
Yeah, it's an ICOM.
Hey, good old ICOM. That's what I'm on right now. Anyway, okay, well, we better turn back to Chuck. And good hearing you in there, Bob.
Yeah, no, I was just going to come in there, Rick, and say that you need to be on 146.430 for Chuck to tune in on the 440 frequency.
Well, that worked out really good for him because, I can hear Art here, so Chuck goes on the crossband and he can hear Art as well as good as I can. So with the crossband on, so that was a great idea that you started there, Bob.
I just wanted to clarify that while you're on the 440 end, he wouldn't be able to tune in and hear you.
Well, yeah, he couldn't hear me because I got really low power here, so he wouldn't be able to hear me on the 440 side. But I don't think, anyway. I don't know if they both transmit. You probably know more about that with a crossband than I do. It doesn't transmit on both sides at the same time, does it?
No. But he says he couldn't hear you because you were using the crossband, so he wanted to tune in on it. So for him to tune in on it, you would have to be operating on the 146.430.
Oh, Roger on that. Yeah. Well, my signal would be way down if I did that. So the crossband is working for me. Okay. Anyway, technology, isn't it wonderful? We better turn back to Chuck there. Anyway, Bob. So anyway, turn back to Chuck there. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I gotta have to figure this out, Chuck. Let me play around with this a little bit, and I'll be on here. VE3XKB.
Okay, Bob, not a problem, sir. Brand new radio, I'm guessing. So congratulations, first of all. And hello, Janice. I don't know if she's within earshot there, but anyways, you do that there, Bob, and we'll wait for you to key up again in a little bit there. So, very good. We've got you in the log either way, and we've got everyone else in the log also. All our YouTube check-ins there. I see Al, VE3APT. Don't know if he's able to get on the radio or wants to, but Al, we've got you logged in to the net via YouTube there. So good evening, sir. Hope all is well with you. Is there anyone else out there? Hang on there, Rick. Just stand by. Is there anyone else out there that would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. Please come now. All right, nothing heard. Let's bring it back to Rick there. So what's been going on? You got your switch fixed. Remember not to throw the kilowatt on next time and burn it out. Tell us how'd you get it fixed there?
Okay, just to fill in there, everybody, I got an RCS 8V Meritron remote switch. It has 5 positions on it, and silly me, I tuned up my amp, putting on a kilowatt and a half probably, although it only showed a kilowatt on the meter, on the wrong antenna, and that burned some contacts in the switch. And the contacts are supposed to be able to take 5 kilowatts, or 3 kilowatts, I forget what it says. But it didn't seem to take that, and they melted a little bit. So we followed them down because they're very robust, really robust relay. And contacts, they're double contacts on the same thing. So what the switch does is whichever antenna you're not using, you send 12 volts to the relay to operate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whichever one you want. And then the rest of the antennas are all grounded through the relay. They're grounded. So when you're not using it, all your antennas are grounded. So if you get hit by lightning, it would go directly to ground, probably on your tower, which I got hit once. It didn't blow my HF radio, so I was lucky there, but it blew some other stuff. Anyway, we fixed the switch, used the file on it, got the contacts working, got all the relays going, cleaned up the SO239 on the bottom of the switch, and holy geez, everything's working great. Better SWR than I had before because I cleaned up the contacts there where the PL259s screw into the bottom of the switch, and this is up on the tower. So put it all back together. Then Monday night came and I run 3.693 on Monday nights. Chuck always checks in usually. And anyway, I tuned up the amp, and I'm talking to one of the guys on there, and I'm putting on a kilowatt according to my meter. And he said, well, one of the guys I was talking to said, I just slowly disappeared. Okay, so anyway, I had the guy here to climb up again and check the switch, and he said, "Oh, switch relay contacts on number 5 are burnt again." And I tuned up this time. I tuned up on number 3, which was my 80-meter sloper, and I thought maybe I burned contacts on number 3 relay. Oh no, burned them again on number 5.
Yeah, you done talking there?
Checked out here. Oh, it's back now. Okay, so I burned out the contacts. So he brought the contacts down, and right now I have a high SWR because I don't have relay 5 and grounding out the 5th antenna. So what we're going to do is put it back temporarily, and I'm going to lay low on putting power on. So I can get back on the air. And in the meantime, we're going to see if we can get another a set of contacts or whatever, something to fix that switch, because it still works pretty good. It's pretty robust. Anyway, that's the story right now. And right now my SWR is somewhere around 3 to 1 on every antenna, and my tuner will handle that. So I don't know how much I actually get out the pipe so that people can hear me, and I'll have to do further testing for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to put out a warrant, so anybody listening, if you've got a used one or one that's defective, take it off your hands and might be able to use it for spare parts and re-pitch mine up. So that's the story there, Chuck. And I know it's kind of long-winded, but this is a story on the RCS 8V switch, which has been in service for many years, and it's pretty robust. And why it's giving me problems now, I don't know. My hands are in the air for that one. I think maybe it could be because my 160 antenna was down, and now I got it back up. And so if I put everything back to the way it was, it maybe it'll be really good again. Who knows? Anyway, that's the story there, Chuck. So I hope I didn't bore anybody. This is VA3 Bravo Kilowatt, and back to net control.
All right, very good then, Rick. Yeah, so try running it again without power there, and run that for a while, and see if you can get replacement parts like you mentioned. So yeah, first things first, get back on the air. So thanks for letting us know exactly how that switch worked, and what the issue was. So get that thing back up on the air, and make sure all your antennas are back up and running like it was before. And you should not have issues if everything is the same. So, but sometimes it's just that one little thing, or maybe it's an old part. So very good then. All right, thanks, Rick. I do appreciate it. It's 9:03 p.m. I don't think Art would be up there, but let's give him another shout. Art, VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Do you copy VA3 CJZ? Here, let's try it on the 70 centimeter side. VE3 Kilo Charlie India, VA3 CJZ. Chuck here for the AREG net. Anyone, anywhere wishing to check in, please come now. All right, nothing heard. We're back on the 2 meter side. Thank you very much, Rick, for that. And so we'll do one more call out here, and then we'll start the On This Day in History. We got a good one for you tonight. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for your check-ins. Please come now.
VE3 LBI. VE3 XKV.
Okay, I hear two stations there, LBI and XKV. Let's say hello to Larry, VE3 LBI. Come on in.
Yep, evening all. Just got off of the YouTube channel there, so I flipped over, and I thought I'd give you a quick check-in there and listen along for a bit.
Very good then, Larry. Nice and early tonight. And so, I've been meaning to ask there for Halloween this year. I've noticed not too many people are decorating. We're already on the 18th. Usually a lot of people decorate on our street there, but I've only noticed one of our neighbors. And I probably have to travel down one of the side streets to find more. But do you guys decorate at all, or indoors, outdoors? Anything, any fall decorations that you guys put up?
Yeah, we do every year. The area is getting a little bit younger. the older people are moving out, so we're getting quite a few of the younger generation in here now with young kids. But no, we do every year. We decorate, not majorly. You know, a couple of signs up for when pumpkins out there. We have 3 pumpkins and just some small signs and little odds and ends. And we set up usually at the end of the driveway if the weather's decent. And if it's not, then we cover it over and let the kids pick their own. But normally we're out there, yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, normally we decorate as well, and not too much, but a little something, right? And I don't know. This year it just doesn't feel like Halloween spirit is alive yet. There's too many negative things going on in the world, I guess. But anyways, okay, Larry. Thank you very much. Anything we already mentioned? This is Support Your Parks Weekend, and so one park contact will get you an award. So we already mentioned that. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention or announce there, Larry?
No, Support Your Park Weekends is this weekend. Starts at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And I believe probably runs right through, I think, until, I'm saying 8 o'clock. It'd be 00 UTC time. And I believe it runs right through until 8 o'clock or 00 UTC time on Sunday. So, yep, one contact and you've got yourself an award. That's it.
Okay, very good, Larry. Well, thank you for checking in, my friend. And we'll pass it over to Bob in Flamborough, VE3XKV. Come on in, sir.
Well, I just wanted to say, coming to you on the BK crossband here, working well.
Wow.
And just want to say a good evening to everybody. I didn't say that earlier, but yeah, the crossband is working good, Rick. And I heard Chuck on it pretty good there too. So yeah, I missed the crossband. You know, I've been doing that for years. Well, as long as John was doing the net and I was doing the crossbanding over here, we used to cross. Yeah, even when Reggie was doing the tech net, I used to crossband over here too. So yeah, it was. But yeah, and thanks to Mac there. When I got into the menu of this thing, the monitoring function was on, so that was the feedback there. Thanks, Mac. And back to you there, Chuck.
All right. Well, there you go. And you're sounding great on the 146 end of things there from the crossband. You're full strength over here. Of course, Rick is only about 1.2 miles away as the crow flies. So good job there. Very much appreciated, Rick. Thanks. And Mac, lucky guess there, Mac. You guys probably have the same radio, I'm guessing.
No, me and Mr. Spock share one thing, and that's logic.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, very good then. That was a very logical guess. A very good guess. Then you hit it right on the head.
Comment.
Mac's got an ICOM radio too, does he?
Actually, Albert APT came on the YouTube stream there, and he also mentioned the monitor function. As soon as you said ICOM, I guess a few people clicked in that they have that feature there. Was there a comment? Go ahead.
Yeah, the comment is that Mac is not just another pretty face. You know what I mean?
Saying there, Mac must have an ICOM radio as well.
Yep. That's it. A lot of guys do. And so does Albert. And Albert's got a whole collection of radios now. He's going to need to build an extension there in his basement to make his shack room larger to hold all those radios. Al, hope you're listening. All right. Anyone else with comment there? Go ahead. All right, very good. All right, Bob. Well, you're sounding good. How's things? You're on the mend still there, doing okay?
Oh yeah, saw my surgeon today, and he signed off on me, so it looks like I'm on the way there, Jack.
Oh, did he give you your driver's license back?
Oh no, I read the small print, and it said that it was either 8 weeks or
Life?
the doctor. So I took 8 weeks as the go ahead to go back to driving. The wife is happy now because she hates the driving.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can just see it now on on the 8 week when it's up there. You get in your car and drive, and you do a rolling stop, and a cop sees you and pulls you over. Uh, that'd be funny.
No, it says whichever. You know, like if you want to drive before the 8 weeks is up, you have to have a doctor's permission. But once 8 weeks has been reached, you can drive.
Okay, very good then. So yeah, same with me. The wife usually drives every day because she goes to work and that, and picks up the groceries. So whenever we go somewhere together, I usually drive and gives her a break, and she's able to ride shotgun and able to appreciate things outside of the car. Normally, she'd be driving, so you got to concentrate on all the idiots in front of you.
Yeah, no, that's funny. You meant we were talking about that. I was talking about that with the surgeon that I did the triple bypass on me, right? And he said that he did a triple bypass on a surgeon, and he was saying he broke his own rule because he came to see him 2 weeks later after the operation, and he had driven himself into the to see his own surgeon. So there you go. They don't necessarily take their own advice.
Yeah, that goes for a lot of professions and trades. Just like an example, a couple doors down from us, somebody sold his house, and the wife was telling me, "My husband's a carpenter, and but our house needs work real bad, and he never works on it. But now that he's sold the house, he's got the table saw outside and all the tools, and you hear him working away. So his carpentry skills are being put to use now."
Oh well, I guess he's increasing the value of the property, is he?
Well, I think those are part of the terms to for the close. You got to get this fixed, got to get that fixed.
Yeah. Well, okay. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. When you're forced to, you have all those tools, and then a lot of them you don't use until you're forced to use them, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, all right, Bob. Well, I'm glad to hear things are going well, and that you're able to check in with us tonight. And so, got any plans? Anything coming up?
Well, I want to put some antennas back up here. I've been trying to get into shape to do that, but I still don't have my full strength back. I'll have to get my two sons up here, and I want to get up an antenna like something higher. Like I'm only about 10 feet off the ground now, with both my UHF, VHF, and then of course it's below the grade that my tower used to sit on. My tower, the grade in behind my house was another 10 feet up, and then my tower used to sit up at 65 feet, I guess.
Wow.
With the antennas on the top of it. So, I've lost about 65 feet of height, and height is might.
Yeah. I know. I can just I can relate. Well, yeah. Get your young strapping sons there to help you out, and it'll be all good. I know. I wanted to do some work this summer, but my back was so out of whack, and I didn't have any help. So, if I'm gonna do anything by myself, I've got to be in top shape there, like you said earlier. So, well, good luck with that, Bob. Hope to hear you get a couple more feet higher, and let me know how it works out.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, my sons would be happy to say that you're young fellas. Well, I guess they're young fellas compared to me. The oldest one, he's 50 now, so they're starting to talk about and moaning and groaning about the aches and pains too, But then I guess that's life. But yeah, if they've been pretty good. They've been cutting my grass all summer long, and anything I had to do around here, they've done. So yeah, they're good lads. So it's good to have a family, Chuck, in these kind of situations. So I'll pass it back to you to continue the net. I'm taking up a lot of your time here. VE3JS VE3 CJZ VE3XKB.
Oh, Bob, you almost said JSU there. Very good, very good. Yeah. Okay, well, very good, Bob. Like I said, I'm glad you checked in with us tonight. And yeah, I forgot, you're from the generation that had children when you got married at the age of 20 or 21 and had children right away. These days, a lot of people wait till they're in their 30s, around 30 anyways. Okay, so doing the math with the children there, I understand. Okay, so before we start on this day in history, let's see if there's anyone else out there who would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins.
PKP. And VA3NE.
Oh, I keyed up there. Was there anyone else? I copied KKP and VA3NE. Anyone else? All right, nothing heard. So let's go to VE3KKP. Kevin, come on in.
Hey, Chuck, got carried away talking on the other one. Forgot all about you there until the other Kevin made a smart-ass comment, and it reminded me I was waiting for Max to chime in. I thought, wait a minute, Max over here. Holy crap, I forgot. So here I am for a quick bean in the pot.
All right, very good. Well, I did post on Discord earlier, and I didn't post on the AREG Facebook page. I think more people are on the Discord, but anyways, not a problem. You made it. What's new and exciting? We already mentioned the Support Your Parks this weekend there. You got anything else for us, Kevin?
No, when you post on Discord, if you put at everyone will get that message. If you don't put at everyone, then the only way I'd see it is if I looked at it now. I look at it every couple days. So, yeah, it was better when it was posted on AREG because I get that notification. As soon as my Facebook's on, I say, oh, there's a new post.
I kind of figured something. I'm still not sure on how to run that Discord program fully. So thanks for that tip, Kevin. I didn't know. All right, we'll keep that in mind for next time. Okay, my friend, thank you again. So let's go to the other Kevin, my neighbor. VA3 November Echo. Kevin, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck. Everyone on the net there. Yeah, Kevin kind of said half of what I was going to say. Him and I were chatting on Zoe. I usually try to keep quiet, knowing we live across the street, but I don't think I interfere when I'm on Zoe. But you never know. So normally I keep quiet, but yeah, one of us mentioned the net, and I thought, oh yeah, well, I better go over and let him know. I hope I didn't interfere with you. I doubt if I do from Zoe talking on there to 2 meters, but you never know. I usually try to stay off when I know the net is running. So, Kevin, come here to check in with you. I thought I'd give you another check in there too, seeing I haven't checked in, I think, in 2 or 3 months. I think it was the middle of summer or something. And I used to sit on the porch, but that's what I was telling him about when you had the crossband on. And I'd sit on the porch. I had good ears. And, oh, yeah, Chuck's net. So that's what brought us over here. Anyhow, back to you. And that's all. I don't really have much for the net other than that. And say good evening to all. Just do what the red man does best. VA3 Eddie.
Yeah, very good then, Kevin. Very good. Yeah, no, I don't think you do, but I have noticed in the past couple of weeks there's some new piece of equipment that's making my radio sound fuzzy, and then it goes off, and then it clears up, and then it'll come back on, make everyone sound fuzzy, and then it clears up. So I don't know. I've never had that happen before, except like I said a couple of weeks ago it started, and it started on the net when I first started around 8 o'clock, but it seems to clear up now, and I don't have that interference. So that's very good for everyone listening on the YouTube stream. They get a nice clear audio now. So, but normally I don't think you would have to be on 490, I think, to interfere with me over here. So I do remember that much on 146 490 there. That's a bit too close for us.
There's a couple guys on there now.
That's funny. They're on there now. I hear Kevin there come in there. I like this Simplex. Hey, Kevin, you're only like 5S units, but loud audio. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned about interference there, Chuck. Just the last 2 or 3 days, I noticed. Is it on 2 meters here? Yeah, when I go on 2 meters here, I'm getting like a signal bar up to 8, 9S units, but I don't hear nothing. And like you said, when I was on 490 and you were on 430, that's what I used to get from you, and you probably got the same from me. So I thought it was you on another frequency or running crossband, or you know what I mean? I went through all the bands scanning, and I can't find it. But it's in between 146 and 147, like up around where you run the net here and that. That's why I thought it was coming from around, maybe you're running a crossband or doing something. But no, it's something else around here. Somebody else is doing something, interfering if you're getting the same thing there. On my radio, anyhow, I get about half scale, but I don't hear nothing. I just see half scale lit up, and I'm there. What? Like scanning all around, I can't track it down. Maybe one of us will one day.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out what it is. And for KKP there, it's only because Kevin is across the street. If he's on 490, I get the same thing. I get like interference here because it's because we're so close. So if there's anyone else on 490, they would have to be like on the same street as me to interfere. So yeah, because we're 200 feet apart, so pretty close. All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. And Kevin, thank you for your check-ins. Much appreciated. Along with the YouTube check-ins tonight, we're up to 15, which is my average for the AREG net. So I do appreciate it, guys. All right. Anything else there? VA3 November Echo.
That's about it there. That's about all there, Chuck. I thought I'd give you a check in there, and yeah, I didn't mean it. If I was causing any interference, I try to stay off the radio between 8 and 10 there on Wednesday nights, but I forgot. And Kevin and I, we got talking on there with NFL there about Vic's Tower, and then we were talking Raspberry Pi and crap. Yeah, one of us mentioned your net, and oh yeah, we better go over there and give him a check in. So there you go. Good to see you got 15 in there. That's a good number. And I'm sure you might get one or two more before you close it. What is it now? Is it 9:25? So I don't know when I know you usually run it somewhere around this time and 10 o'clock. Anyhow, 7-3 to everybody, and nice to hear Bob in there. Hopefully he feels better soon there. I think he was under the weather. I don't know. I was just tuning in. But everyone have a good evening. VA3 Eddie, I'll be listening to the rest of the net there till about 10 o'clock anyhow, and it's almost my waking hour to go to bed.
Recheck.
Okay, Kevin, very good. I hear a recheck in there. Please go ahead.
That's V3 Bravo Kilowatt. I missed the thing about POTA on the air, and you said something about getting a certificate for one contact or whatever. Anyway, I should be able to get on HF this weekend. I don't know. I'm going to test with Mac maybe. And so can you fill us in on that again? And did you mention the CQ Worldwide? The end of the month there, it goes starts on Friday night at 8 o'clock with 00 Zulu and goes for 48 hours till Sunday at 8 o'clock local, and it'll be 23:59, whatever, or 20, whatever. Because 2400, they don't count those contacts. But anyway, that's the CQ Worldwide DX, and anybody that's got HF, it's a good one to go in there and work DX and work some strange island, some strange prefix that you never heard before. But anyway, I wondered if you mentioned that, Chuck. I missed that part.
Yeah, well, Kevin, we normally would save that for next week's AREG when we announce the contests then, because it's next week. But yeah, it's a big one. If you're looking for countries to get into your log, the worldwide DX there in next week is a good one. So we'll be mentioning it for sure again next Wednesday evening there, Rick.
Roger that. And what about POTA this weekend coming up?
Right.
What's happening with that? I missed that.
Right. So this weekend is Support Your Parks weekend, which means if you make any contact with someone that's in a park and he's on POTA, you will get an award. You'll get a Support Your Parks Fall of 2023 award. And that starts Friday at 8 p.m. Our time, which is 00 Zulu UTC time, until 8 p.m. Sunday, I do believe.
Another 48 hours. That's great. Okay. Well, it's a good one. And thanks for that. That's same stuff that you were announcing some contests there, and that's same ones I usually announce on Monday nights. Okay. So we're looking forward to this time in history. So carry on a good net there, Chuck. VA3CJZ V3BK.
All right, very good then. So let's do one more call out. This is VA3CJZ with the weekly amateur radio exchange group Simplex Net. And my name is Chuck, and I'm here by the Center Mall looking for your check-in. Anyone, anywhere. You don't have to be a member. Okay, nothing heard at this time. So let's go ahead and start off on this day in history. By the way, this is week 138 on this day. And we'll start off with today's famous birthdays. And the first person, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a tongue twister for me, but the first person's name is Mongkut. That's spelled Mongkut. Mongkut. And he was born today in 1804. Now, if you've ever watched the movie The King and I with Yul Brynner, or have seen the musical, he is the gentleman that movie is based on in reality. and he was the king of Thailand from 1851 to 1868. And he opened the country to the West. Says here he was the model for the musical The King and I, and he was born in Thonburi Palace, Bangkok, Thailand. So The King and I is based on a true person. All right, next we have Harvey W. Wiley was born on this day in 1844. He's an American chemist known for the leadership in the passage of the landmark Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, which would go on to become the Food and Drug Administration. So the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, also known as Dr. Wiley's Law, was the first of a series of significant consumer protection laws, which was enacted by Congress in the 20th century and led to the creation of the Food and Drug Administration. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump to the fun stuff. Today is Justin Trudeau's father's birthday, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, born on this day in 1919, October 18th, and he passed away in the year 2000. He was the 15th Canadian Prime Minister. All right, next we got Chuck Berry, born on this day. Sadly, he passed away in 2017, but he was born today in 1926. He's an American rock and roll guitarist and singer-songwriter. Famous songs: Roll Over Beethoven, Sweet Little 16. He liked them young girls. He was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Southern boy. Next, we've got George C. Scott. He was an American actor, born on this day in 1927, passed away in 99. You'll remember him from the movie Patton and the movie Dr. Strangelove. He was born in Virginia. All right, who here watched Everybody Loves Raymond and the movie Young Frankenstein? You know what they have in common? Peter Boyle, born on this day in 1935, born in Norristown, Pennsylvania. He was the Frankenstein in Young Frankenstein. That was a hilarious movie. Next, born on this day in 1938, Dawn Wells. She is Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island, born in Reno, Nevada, sadly passing away in the year 2020. Next, we've got Lee Harvey Oswald. He was born on this day in 1939. Of course, he was assassinated in 1963. Next, we've got Mike Ditka celebrating his 84th birthday, born in 1939 also. He's an American NFL coach and tight end for the Bears, Cowboys. He was NFL Rookie of the Year in 1961, born in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. Next, we have a young lady by the name of Cynthia Weil. That's spelled W-E-I-L. Born in 1940, she's an American songwriter. You might remember the song We Got to Get Out of This Place, famous 60s song there for war movies. You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling, and the song On Broadway. And He's So Shy. She wrote those songs. Born in New York City, New York, and just recently passed away this year. It's nice to know that just because you hear someone singing a song doesn't mean that they wrote it. Barry Manilow, for example, wrote songs for a lot of people. He also wrote the Coca-Cola jingle. All right, let's go to 1949 now on this day. Joe Egan. Some more music news here. Scottish singer-songwriter for Steelers Wheel, the band Steelers Wheel. And he wrote and sang for the song Stuck in the Middle with You. That's a nice song. Born in Paisley, Scotland. Next, we've got Pam Dauber celebrating a birthday today in 1951. Pam Dauber is Mindy in Mork and Mindy. She was born in Detroit, Michigan. You remember Mork from Ork? Well, when I was a teenager, I actually wrote her a fan letter. Pam Dauber, boy, she was cute. All right, next we've got Chuck Lorre, Lorre. That might sound familiar. He was born on this day, 1952. He's an American television director, writer, producer for the TV shows Dharma and Greg, 2.5 Men, The Big Bang Theory, and others. You see him in the credits very often. He was born in Plainview, New York. Chuck Lorre. Next, celebrating her 67th birthday, Martina Navratilova. Born in 1956, she's a Czech-American tennis player. She has 18 Grand Slam singles titles. Born in Prague, Czech Republic. Another cutie pie. All right, next, celebrating his 65th birthday is Thomas Hitman Hearns. Born in 1958, American boxer and first to win world titles in 5 weight divisions. That is amazing. Born in Memphis, Tennessee. 5 weight divisions. Wow. All right, next we have Erin Moran, also known as Joni in Joni Loves Chachi and on Happy Days. She was born today in 1960, sadly passing away in 2017. Celebrating his 63rd birthday is Jean-Claude Van Damme. Born in 1960, he's a Belgian actor, known for the movies Double Impact, Kickboxer, No Retreat, and other crappy movies. Born in Brussels, Belgium. I got word from a good source that the reason he got into movies was when he went into the producer's office or whoever it was, big shot. He jumped up on his desk and did his famous splits, and apparently he was hired on the spot. Next, we've got Zac Efron, born on this day in 1987. He's an American actor and singer with the High School Musical and The Greatest Showman. Born in San Luis Obispo, California. And that wraps up famous birthdays on this day. Are there any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. All right, let's find out who died in history. Today in history. Charles Babbage is the first one, and he passed away in 1871. He's a British mathematician and inventor. He invented the calculating machine, considered the father of the computer. Dies of renal failure at the age of 79. Next, we've got Alfred Binet. That's spelled Binet. Binet. Passing away on this day in 1911. Alfred Binet is a French child psychologist who invented the first practical IQ test. It's called the Binet-Simon test, and he dies at the age of 54. That's back in 1911. Next, Thomas Edison, passing away today in 1931. Of course, he's the American inventor of the light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and other things. And he dies of diabetes complications at the age of 84. Now, diabetes or not, 84 is not bad, really, if you think about it. back in the late 1800s, 1931 is when he died. So he lived a nice, long, full life. All right, next we've got Susan Groneweg. I'm not saying it right, but on this day in 1940, she passed away at the age of 65, and she's the first Dutch woman elected to Parliament from 1918 to 1937. All right, you'll never guess who invented the pop-up toaster. And this gentleman passed away on this day in 1956, and his name is Charles Strite, Strite, the American inventor who invented the automatic pop-up toaster, dies at the age of 78. Okay, next we've got, on this day, 1966, passing away is Sebastian S. Kresge, also known as SS Kresge Stores. He's an American merchant and philanthropist who opened the Kmart stores also. Dies at the age of 99. Next, we've got Bess Truman, passing away in 1982. She was the U.S. First Lady from 1945 to 52, dying of congestive heart failure at the age of 97. She was also the wife of Harry S. Truman. And in 1997, today, Nancy Dickerson passed away. She's an American pioneering journalist. She's the first female news correspondent for CBS, and she was 70 when she passed away. Next, we've got Colin Powell, passing on this day in 2021, 2 years ago. He's the American general and first Black U.S. Secretary of State from 2001 to 2005, and he dies from complications of COVID-19, blood cancer, and Parkinson's. Wow, he got nailed good there. But he was 84 years old. And that wraps up who died in history. Are there any questions, comments, or check-ins? Please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. All right, here we go with the historical event. Oops. Told you. Sometimes my tongue gets a little tied here. There's a lot of words. So first, let's start with the year 1009. That's 1009. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem is destroyed by the Fatimid Caliph Al-Hakim B. Amr Allah, who hacks the church's foundations down to bedrock. So it's been built over many times, a few times, and destroyed. So let's jump from the year 1009 to the year 1685. French King Louis XIV revokes the Edict of Nantes, canceling the rights of French Protestants. Probably another reason why Louis XIV lost his head. People did not like him. Okay, now here's a good story. In the year 1776, in a bar decorated with bird tails in Elmsford, New York, a customer requests a glassful of, quote, those cocktails, end quote, from bartender Betsy Flanagan. The first time the term was used for a cocktail, for a drink, was on this day in the year 1776. Next, we've got on this day in 1867, we have the Alaska Purchase. The United States takes formal possession of Alaska from Russia, having paid them $7.2 million. Now, this is back in the year 1867. It would be worth a lot more money today. But I'll bet you the Russians are kicking themselves today because of that. Otherwise, they'd have land attached to North America. And that wouldn't be good. Okay, so that was the Alaska Purchase. Here's a good one. 1873 on this day, the first football game between the Toronto Argonauts and the Hamilton Tigers. I do not have the score for you. You'll have to look it up. Next, in 1878 on this day, Edison makes electricity available for household use. And then in 1892, the first commercial long-distance phone line opens. And that was from Chicago to New York. First long-distance phone line. All right, in 1912, on this day, Jack Johnson is arrested. Black boxer Jack Johnson arrested for violating the Mann Act. That's man spelt with two N's. For, quote, transporting women across state lines for immoral purposes, end quote. Due to his relationship with a white woman, Lucille Cameron, allegedly a prostitute. He was later convicted by an all-white jury and sentenced to a year in prison. Ouch. Next, I have a story I didn't know about here before. Also, 1918 on this day, Czechoslovakia declares independence from Austro-Hungarian Empire. So they used to all belong to the, I'm assuming, Austria and Hungary Empire. That's in 1918. All right, also in 1918, NHL's Quebec Bulldogs sold to a Toronto businessman by the name of P.J. Quinn, also known as Pat Quinn. That's in 1918. Oh, yeah, and the toaster. In 1921, he's granted the U.S. patent 1,394,450. That was his patent number for the pop-up toaster. All you Eggo lovers out there. All right, next let's go to 1922. On this day, the British Broadcasting Company, the BBC, is founded. Later, it will be called the British Broadcasting Corporation. Still the BBC. And in 1929, on this day, women are considered persons under Canadian law. I wonder what they were before. Property? Interesting. All right, let's go to 1931. Al Capone is convicted. Gangster Al Capone is convicted on 5 of the 23 counts of tax evasion against him. They could not convict him on any of his murders or anything like that, but they got him on the RICO law, racketeer or tax evasion. Tax evasion. He was later fined $50,000 and sentenced to 11 years in jail. In 1942, Hitler orders captured Allied commandos to be killed. And then on this day in 1944, Soviet troops invade Czechoslovakia during World War II. Didn't know that. And on this day in 1952 is the date of the first Mad magazine issue. Number 1, I'm guessing. That's in 1952, folks. I read those magazines for years. Who else did? All right, 1954 now. On this day in history, Hurricane Hazel becomes the most severe to ever hit the U.S. killing 195 in the US and Canada. All right, who's heard of Texas Instruments? Well, on this day in 1954, Texas Instruments Inc. announces the first transistor radio. I did not know that. I thought they made calculators. All right, 1955 on this day, the antiproton is discovered at University of California by physics Emilio Segre and Owen Chamberlain. And they win the 1959 Nobel Prize for Physics. Next, we've got sports history. In 1955, Track and Field Track and Field magazine, I'm assuming, names Jesse Owens the all-time track athlete. 2 years later, in 1957 on this day, the Frank Sinatra Show television variety drama anthology series debuts on ABC. The singer-actor is given almost complete control of the program. Probably means he was allowed to drink on the show. Okay. Next, we have a Nobel Prize in Medicine. In 1962, on this day, James Watson from the United States and Francis Crick from the UK and Maurice Wilkins from the UK win the Nobel Prize for Medicine for their work in determining the structure of DNA. That's back in 1962. And then, still in 1962, the United States launches Ranger 5 to make lunar impact, but it misses the moon. Oops. Okay, let's jump to 1967 now. Soviet Venera 4 becomes the first probe to send data back from Venus. That's in 1967. Sticking with 1967, we go to The Jungle Book. Walt Disney's animated musical adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. Rudyard Kipling is the author of the book, The Jungle Book. That film is released in 1967. And the cast features voices of Phil Harris, Louis Prima, Sterling Holloway, and Sebastian Cabot. That's the only guy I know on the list is Cabot. 1 year later, in 1968, Circus Hotel opens in Las Vegas. It's the largest permanent big top in the world. That was back in 1968. Next, let's go to the 1977 Baseball World Series. Reggie Jackson hits 3 consecutive home runs, tying Babe Ruth's record. And the New York beat the LA Dodgers 8-4 to clinch the series win. And they win the 21st World Championship in 4 games, the New York Yankees. That's back in 1977. By the way, who remembers 1977? I do. So, sticking with 1977, we have the West German commandos liberate Boeing 737 with 86 hostages at Mogadishu airport. Mogadishu is in Somalia. That's where that movie Black Hawk Down is all about. It's about the situation in Mogadishu. Now, I remember seeing this. It was televised. German commandos storm a Boeing 737. And on a lighter note, on this day in 1980, Brooke Alexander, 18 years old of Hawaii, is crowned Miss World USA. And now in 1988, Roseanne, TV comedy starring Roseanne Barr, John Goodman, and Laurie Metcalf premieres in the U.S. on ABC. I remember Roseanne. Never liked her. Okay, let's go 1 year ahead. In 1989, Hungary revises its constitution after the fall of its communist regime. So there you go, folks. 1989. RPAD can tell you all about that. Next, we have an event of interest. In 2007, after 8 years in exile, Benazir Bhutto returns to Pakistan. The same night, suicide attackers blow themselves up near Bhutto's convoy, killing over 100 people, including 20 police officers, but Bhutto escapes uninjured. Benazir Bhutto was a woman, by the way. All right, we're getting near the end here. We got an NFL record in 2009. Quarterback Tom Brady throws 5 second quarter touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans, an NFL record for touchdown passes in 1 quarter. That's 5 touchdowns. All right, in 2013, Saudi Arabia becomes the first country to turn down a seat on the UN Security Council in protest over Syria. So they took their ball and they went home. All right, in 2019, on this day, the first all-female spacewalk by NASA astronauts, Christina Koch, K-O-C-H, Koch, and Jessica Meir, outside the ISS. And finally, we have a good story to end. I always try to end these with either a good story or a funny one. And we have an event of interest. Last year, on this day in 2022, the Girl Scouts of the United States of America announces receipt of donations totaling $84.5 million from one American philanthropist, Mackenzie Scott. So that's a big boost for the Girl Scouts of the United States of America. And that wraps up on this day in history. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I did researching it and repeating it back to you. Hope you found it interesting. Are there any questions or comments or last minute check-ins for this evening's AREG Net? Please come now. All right, so let's do a quick rundown from our list. First, we've got Rick, downtown Rick, VA3 AXJ. Are you still with us, Rick?
I got that tone back in my radio again. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yeah, interesting night. Back to you.
Okay, Rick, thought I'd give you a 7-3 round there. Thanks so much for hanging in there. Good luck figuring out how to get rid of the beat. Take care, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. Next, we've got VA3 IMW Mac.
Roger that. Great Nat Chuck. Time's running out, so I won't hold it. 7-3s to everybody, and Rick, I'll hang around for a couple of minutes if you want to try to do some HF stuff.
VE3BK, you there? All right, we'll give it a couple of minutes and we'll try again. Before we move on, I'd like to acknowledge Michael, Kilo India 5, Sierra Papa Alpha from Arkansas, joining us a little late on YouTube. So hello, Michael. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the bits and pieces of the net when you arrived. Hope everything is well, and have a great rest of the week, sir. Next, let's go to Wade out in the West End. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
Thanks, Chuck, and thanks again for running it. Always a great way to spend a Wednesday night. And with that, I'll leave it at that because we're rapidly approaching 10 p.m. And 7-3s to all, and we'll do it again next week. VA3NCA, back to net control.
All right, very good, very good. Yeah, I'm just waiting for one more day with sunshine so I can give the grass another little trim before we pack things up for the season, hopefully. But Hamilton, you never know. The weather's weird here. Very good, Wade. Thank you, sir, for hanging around, and we'll talk to you again soon. Let's see if Vanya's still with us. Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet.
GXLJ. So, good connection as usual. I'm going to give you 7. I don't know how good or how bad my wife is coming another end, but I hear you here. My head feels so I'll keep it short. Guys.
Okay, Vanya, a little choppy in there. I assume you're bouncing around on the mobile on your way in. Have a good shift, my friend. Thanks for hanging around. We'll talk to you again soon. And then let's move on to Arpad. Maybe he's watching a movie, maybe not. Victor Echo 3, November Whiskey. All right, let's see if Damien is still with us for a 7-3 round. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar, Foxtrot. Okay, let's go to Victor Echo 3, Bravo Kilowatt, Rick, 7-3 round. Let's go to the west end and see if VE3XKV is still with us. No, I think Rick turned off his crossband, and so we probably lost Bob. All right, so I'd like to acknowledge VA3FMB and all the others who checked in, VA3VJC, VE3APT, and let's not forget Michael, Kilo India 5 SPA. Thank you all for checking in into the YouTube stream. Have a great rest of the week and happy hunting on HF. Let's go to VE3LBI.
Yep, still listening along, Chuck. I guess it's getting close to the witching hour. You got to put out the garbage tonight, I think, right? It wasn't no holidays in there, so get that done, and away you go, and you can relax for the rest of the night.
Yep, absolutely. You know what? I did it last week. I figured, I'll put them out. I'll put the garbage out early before the net starts, and guess what? It was no garbage on that Wednesday last week because of the holiday. So I got caught, and I had to bring all the stuff back. Okay, Larry, thank you, sir, for your check-in and for sticking around. Have a great rest of the evening.
All right, Chuck, 7-3, all the best. Everybody else there, 7-3. Probably QSY over to the ZOE for a bit there. VE3LBI.
Okay, very good. So let's go to VE3KKP. Kevin, you still with us? And finally, Kevin, VA3NE. Are you still with us?
Yeah, still here, Chuck. Hey, that was a good time. I was just pulling out my bed, getting ready to go to bed, and you called my name. Actually, you called the Kevin before me, and I thought, better leave it on for another few seconds. So, yeah, have a good night there, Chuck. Nice Ned, and everyone have a good night there. I'm off to La La Land, VA3NE.
All right, Kevin, sweet dreams. Thanks for checking in and sticking around. Okay, well, it's 10:04 p.m. I'm going to do one more call out before I wrap up this week's AREG Net. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, looking for any last-minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group Net. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Chris, come on in. You're sounding great tonight.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're nice and loud here too. Although I do have my local noise on 2 meters, so the weaker signals are getting taken out by that. Just real quick for the station with the beep when they key up, that's sending DTMF1, and I'm going to guess that it's a Yaesu radio and they've accidentally turned on the wires feature. Which radio it is depends, might affect how you turn it off, but it might be a little atomic symbol, maybe even on the 0 key. I don't know more than that, but that might be what it's called, wires, not Wires X. That's newer. This was just called wires. It's on some of the older Yaesus. Back to you, Chuck, V3RWJ.
Oh, there we go. Gotta always give kudos to Chris and his exceptional hearing. And that would be for Rick, VA3AXJ. Are you still there, Rick? Were you listening? Okay, Rick, I did hear that beep there, and I don't know if you heard Chris mentioning that could be the wires button. Looks like an atomic symbol. And are you running a Yaesu portable?
Yeah, I heard him. I heard him there. I have to look at the panel.
Alrighty then. Okay, was just wondering if you were still there. Chris was trying to let you know what it was possibly causing that. All right, very good then. So I'll let you go, Rick. And Chris, do you have anything you'd like to announce?
Nope, just checking in near the end here. Gonna get into some bourbon, so time to shut the radio off. Thanks for doing the net, Chuck. It's always fun. V3RWJ.
All right, Chris. Always a pleasure doing it and talking to all of you. And by the way, you are check-in number 16, and that also includes the YouTube check-ins. I am missing one, though. I don't know who Max Videodrome is. Or, no, sorry, Steel City Coach. Who is Steel City Coach? Can anybody tell me? No one on YouTube knows either? Okay. Very good then. All right, Chris. Well, thanks again. Thanks a bunch. I understand you had some trouble with the repeaters this evening. I hope you straighten all that out soon. And we'll catch you on the log, down the log somewhere. Talk to you again soon. With that, are there any other last minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, come now.
On that wire problem there, Chuck, the symbol on the keypad.
Have you tried pressing it?
I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. I just need to know the symbol on that key.
Yeah, remember the old cartoon Adamant? Had that little, like, two ovals crisscrossing. That's the atomic symbol that Chris was mentioning. So good luck with that then, Rick. And you'll know for next time. Don't touch that button.
But anyhow, okay, thanks a lot. We're clear.
All right, Rick. Well, this is going to be a wrap for another edition of the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This has been week 1570. And next week we'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel. for another edition of the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying so long for now. Have a great rest of the week and happy hunting on the airwaves.